friend, welcome back to the show. If you've been overwhelmed trying to figure out your business, or maybe you've been working behind the scenes for months or years, but still haven't launched or signed your first few clients consistently, this episode is for you. Because today I'm walking you through the 3 foundational steps every coach needs to build a real, sustainable business. And let me be clear right up front. You do not need a logo, a website, or a complicated tech funnel to get started, but you do need a structured offer. You do need clarity on who you serve, and you do need to show up consistently with intention. So if you've been stuck in confusion or perfectionism, spinning your wheels and second guessing every decision, I want you to take a breath. We're building a real foundation today, one that gets you out of your head and into momentum. Let's dive in. Clarity around what you do and who you help. Let's talk about niche. But I'm not going to ask you to journal for 2 hours or take another quiz. I want you to get real world with this. Your niche is simply the intersection of who you help, what problem you help them solve, and the specific result they'll get from working with you. Here's a simple plug and play formula. I help people who the problem they have, finally the result they want without whatever their common frustration is. Let's say I help busy moms who feel bloated and inflamed finally lose weight and feel like themselves again without giving up carbs or cutting every food out of their diet. So that's people, problem, promise. And that kind of clarity is what builds trust fast because it shows your audience you see them and you understand what they're going through. If this part feels hard, go back to your own story. What problem did you solve for yourself? What's one transformation you're already confident in guiding someone through? That's where we start. Because confidence doesn't come from being the best. It comes from being clear. Next, we're going to create a clear, structured program or package. This is where most coaches get it wrong, and I'm not sugarcoating this. You need a real offer. Not just, I'm here if anyone wants to book post. Not just a discovery call link floating around in your Instagram bio. Not just ideas and bullet points, but an actual program or package that solves a real problem. Here's why that matters. It positions you as a professional, not a hobbyist. It gives your potential clients something concrete to say yes to. It helps you deliver results with consistency and confidence. So what does a clear offer look like? A name that speaks to the result. A defined length, such as 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks. A step-by-step container or method, even if it's just 3 core pillars. An outcome they can expect. And clear pricing and next steps. So an example, this is my 8-week hormone reset. It's designed for exhausted women who've tried everything. We meet every other week and I walk you through a step-by-step process to stabilize energy, reduce bloating, and bring hormones back into balance without restriction or overwhelm. And I hope you caught that niche statement in there. That's a real offer. And no, you don't need all the modules or bonuses figured out before you start selling it. You can build and refine as you go, but you must have a structured container. This is what moves you from hoping someone messages me to confidently saying, here's how I can help you, and here's what it looks like to get started. Then you're going to show up with consistency. Once your offer is clear, your job is to build visibility and trust. That doesn't mean dancing on every platform or posting 5 times a day. It means creating a consistent rhythm and showing up like a leader. Here's the easiest way to do it. Pick one platform to focus on: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or email. Create content around your core message, the problem you solve, and the result you offer. Speak directly to your person like they're already in your audience, because they probably are. And don't just post and ghost. Start conversations, ask questions, share stories. Let people into your process. This is where so many coaches freeze. They think they have to sound official before they start sharing. But people buy from real people. You're not building a brand, you're building connection. And consistency is how that trust grows. Let me share an example. One of my clients, I'll call her Lindsay, had been sitting on her ideas for 6 months. She had taken courses, had notes everywhere, and still didn't feel ready. When we worked together, we cleaned up the noise. She got clear on her niche, women with mystery fatigue and hormone symptoms. We mapped out a 6-session program called Energy Unlocked. She started posting 3 times a week on Instagram with intentional content and using stories to talk about what she was offering. She signed 2 clients in the first 10 days, not because she was more experienced, but because she had a solid foundation, a structured offer, and a consistent message. That's what this episode is all about. So let's unlock this in. You need a clear niche and message. You need a structured offer, not random sessions, and you need to show up with consistent, intentional energy. And if that feels overwhelming, good news, you don't have to do it alone. Here's how we can build this together. DM me the word foundation and tell me what you're working on. I'll personally reply. Come join the Uplifting Health Coaches and Practitioner Facebook group. Get support, ask questions, and surround yourself with other coaches taking action. Or if you're ready for real structure, tools, and momentum, the inner circle is open now. This is where I help you build a business that actually works for a low monthly payment. You don't need to build a perfect business. You just need to start building the right one. And that starts with clarity, a real offer, and showing up consistently for the people who need you. Next week, we're busting one of the biggest myths in coaching, that you need a website to start booking clients. I'm going to show you why that's not true and exactly what to do instead. Until then, pick one of the steps from today's episode and take action. You're not as far as you think, and your clients are waiting.